Hey guys, it is Tristan, and wow, I don't even know where to start with this one. Yeah, I do. It was written by Tom King, and the artist is Clay Mann. Except for on 16, 17, and 18, it was done by Travis Moore. And the cover is amazing. The variant's amazing. That cover scene actually happens, which surprised me. Um, this I will give my opinion at the end because I have my own little theory about this, but we start with Ivy, and she's at Sanctuary kind of confessing her sins, and she talks about, she shouldn't be there. She tricks Batman with vines and kisses, and Harley's there, and it's a really cute moment in their relationship. She keeps kind of booping her on the face, and it just kind of shows the love that they have, and I like them together. Um, I like her and Joker together, but I think they're really good, and I think they work. So I really did like this opening scene with them, and I love these 9-panel spreads that dive into the psyche of the character. But immediately we get to see Harley go to the Penguin. I love the art in this. It is phenomenal. But this Penguin reminds me of the Danny DeVito style when I was a kid. I used to have nightmares about this Penguin, but I absolutely love it. But she needs help, and she needs somewhere to hang out. So she goes to him, and he sets her up with something. And immediately we go back to the Holy Trinity, who are looking at Commander Steel. They're kind of just standing over his body, trying to see exactly how he was killed or what went wrong. And they have this little conversation about Batman possibly having kryptonite in his bat belt, and he doesn't. He says he doesn't, rather. And then they find the chattering teeth in the bulge in his neck. So they're able to realize that this was forced down his throat, and that is exactly how he passed away. And immediately they switch back to one of these 9 panels, but it's Batman this time, and he's kind of standing up, sitting down, talks about how he's had these people around him and he's seen him die. And then he breaks down and he's like, I'm sorry. And this to me, and I've seen bats cry and stuff before, but this to me kind of was super cringy because Batman... Now, the other characters, I don't mind seeing them upset for some reason, but Batman to me is supposed to be this, ultra masculine, super strong man, and seeing him cry like this was kind of like, oh my god, Tom King, what were you thinking? And I totally get that men are allowed to cry, I do, but this to me was, I don't know, with all he's seen and everything he's done, I just think this, to me, is unrealistic. I feel like he would be one of those people that just go in their room and cry to themselves and deal with it. Not go on tape. I know they said it's going to be erased within 24 hours, but it just doesn't feel natural to me. It just feels very forced. But enough about the crying back. We go to see Booster, and we get to see Skeets back. And I really like the interaction between them two. I think they do a good job with that. And he basically is saying, Harley told me I did it, so maybe I did it. I'm 90% sure I did it. Maybe I did it. And then we get to see Harley, and I love, love, love that they took her back to her that Mann drew her in her animated costume, her animated series costume, if I can ever speak today. I love it. She looks great. She's playing Go Fish with a penguin, and I really love how Tom King wrote her, because I feel like finally this is the Harley that I remember seeing 10 years ago. I really do think he did a good job with this, and that costume, freaking amazing. But, of course, right away, the Holy Trinity shows up, and they're like, oh, Harley, Superman, whatever. And then she's like, oh, yeah, and, this is a penguin. I don't know, I think it's really cute. I think they did a good job that she introduced the penguin. I don't know why I found that so funny, but I found it really good. But enough about Harley. We go back to Booster, and he's talking to Skeets, and he said, what would Bat do? He wants to find out what happens, or should he turn himself in, or he shouldn't. He just keeps going back and forth, but he does decide to try to solve the crime, try to figure out what exactly is going on, and he keeps, decreasing his likelihood that he's going to figure it out and figure out that it was him. It goes from 90 to 73 to 60% sure he didn't do it. I really like the interaction between them two, though I think Booster is kind of a moron. He's never been a very good character in my book. With the time-traveling abilities, I'm sure we're going to see something with that. I just don't care for Booster as a character, not just in this, but in general, he was always he messed up in his time, but then came and said he was a hero, and I don't know. Anyways, moving on. We move immediately back to Harley, which looks amazing again. She says, I went to the most gossipy criminal in Gotham to not have you guys find out. She did it on purpose. She went to Penguin on purpose, and then she goes to Wonder Woman to try to, get a hug, convince her that, she's worried and she's seen all these things, and she immediately grabs her lasso. And I do like this scene. I think they do a really good job, and I think this is, like I said before, this is really kind of the Harley we've been waiting to see for way too long. But that is neither here nor there. She grabs the lasso, puts it around Batman's neck, and says, "So do you have anything for Superman to help me, disable him?" And of course, he says, "Yeah, there's a lead pouch. I have kryptonite on me," which just proves from the beginning that he was lying. And I kind of expected him to have something on him, but he's always prepared. So I don't blame him either. I mean, Superman's this super powerful character. Why wouldn't you have something to protect you just in case he lost his shit? So we immediately switch back to Wonder Woman, and it's her 9-panel confession grid. And I really think this one was done the most well. We don't see her we see her break down a little bit, but I'll let you read it. But basically, she tells her story and why she stays in bed, but she doesn't get to the extreme where Batman did. And she just says, "I appreciate the work you do here, but for now, I prefer to bite my lip." It really shows the strength in her character, and I think that is truly how somebody would act in that situation. Like if Wonder Woman is in that situation, or Batman or Superman, I think that was almost perfectly done for a psychology type intervention there. I think that was amazing. But we immediately switch back to Booster, and he's having a conversation with Skeets and talking to Barry. And he's not even realizing what he's saying, because Barry obviously has no idea. But he's talking to him as he's fighting, and he's saying, I might have done it, I might not have done it, but there was Arsenal, Blue Jay. And then this is when I got so mad, because I had no idea. But then he says Ivy, and I freak out, and I'm like, what? Ivy said too? And then Wally West, of course. So it, of course, makes Barry mad. Of course, he's going to get upset, and he immediately leaves to try to figure out if what he's saying is the truth. And by the time Booster finishes his sentence to Skeets, he's back. And there is just this amazing spread page of him hitting him in the mouth, and rightfully so. But it is so well done, and this picture is so amazing. I can't say enough good stuff about this. But again, they switch back to the Holy Trinity talking after Harley escapes, and Soup says, she's as good as you. And they kind of show that they're a little irritated with Batman because, again, he lied to the Justice League. Again, he, ruined a trust that was there. But I get it from both sides. So it's hard to, say who was right and who was wrong. But essentially what it comes down to is he did lie. So next we go to Harvey. Harvey? No, we do not. He is not in this comic. We go to Harley, and she has this rose, and it's a really good page, and it's super sad. She basically says, about Ivy, I shouldn't have met you. I shouldn't have loved you. Then she switches to Mr. J. I shouldn't have met you. I shouldn't have loved you. I shouldn't have let either one of you change me or hurt me, because now Ivy's dead. Mr. J is gone. This is the second time she's had to go through a heartbreak, and it's kind of a sad page. I really think that it is well done, though. Okay, anyway, then we go to Lois, and she is at the Daily Planet, which kind of gives us spoilers for Superman. I haven't been following it so close, but I didn't realize that Lois was back or had decided to go back. But anyway, she gets this attachment, and she can't figure out what it is. And then it says the Puddlers, which is the people that had left this graffiti back at Sanctuary. So kind of intrigues her more. And that's it. That's all we see from her. And then we go to Superman's 9-panel page, his psychological evaluation. And he literally says, I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman. I only made a slight difference because I don't want to get mixed in between the two characters. But we know from before that this is recorded, and he just confessed his secret identity on this recording, even if it is supposedly erased within 24 hours, then why did he confess it? I feel like there's something else behind it, and I'll say that when I'm done, but I feel like maybe we're going to see either like Psycho Pirate or something like that show up to and have all these recordings of these people confessing their sins or confessing their true identities or confessing what's wrong with them, their weaknesses, and they're going to use that against them. But I could be wrong. I mean, there's a good chance I'm wrong. So that's the end. And I feel like I should sum this up quickly because I have been talking a lot, but I love to hate this series. I love reading it. The art is amazing. The writing's really good too. I just feel like some of the characters, like Batman specifically, I don't care for their little evaluations, but this series has made me go from like pissed to sad to upset all in one thing, and it triggers me and it makes me want to read it even more, and I feel like that's what a really good comic would do. So I think I would definitely suggest this. This is, besides maybe Odyssey, this is my favorite right now. I look forward to it coming out, and I look forward to finding out what's going to happen. So it's kind of one of those that, absolutely should be read. It's hard to say, because some people don't like looking into the, other side of the character or focusing on their mental health. But I think this is a well-needed series that I'm really, really interested to see what's going to happen, whether it's Psycho Pirate or whether it's nothing at all. I mean, it could be Booster. I have no idea what's going on at this point. And when a comic really makes you think and wonder and want to know what's going to happen in the next one, that's when it's good. That's what I absolutely love about this. So let me know, of course, what you guys think, and I will see you. Bye-bye.